Mambo hoja, mambo kangaja. Hoja akafanya nini?
Yakaja.
Ndio haya sasa. Kakaja yamekakaja.
Yamekaja.
Mambo kangaja. Hoja yakaja. Alafu, does it continue beyond that?
Yakija.
Yanakaja.
Yeah, exactly.
Ndo sisi hawa hapa, imagine. Ndo sisi hawa.
Kisikia wahenga wa kwangi squeeze ndio hao.
Ndio maana.
Mbuni wahenga hapa.
Wahenga walitunga lugha yao. Sisi tunatunga lugha yetu ndio tuwe wahenga wa kisasa.
Ndio sisi. Unajua jana nilimwona Lofty pale kwa group yetu akisema 7 p.m. nipo dawatini. Dawatini.
I'm on the desk.
Is this actually how we speak? Dawatini.
Nipo dawatini hii leo kama mhariri. Habarini lakini ni dakika moja baada ya saa 12 pale Ol Kalou. It means a lot.
It does.
It means that polls are open. Sindio?
Yeah.
And shortly we shall be speaking to our South Rift editor, Bridget Ngana, who's been camped in Ol Kalou. Sijui kama akona gas, mtungia gas.
By the way.
Ama akona mattress.
Ama akona
amekuwa kilala wapi?
Actually, before tuingia mambo mengi, tumuulize tu.
Tumuulize tu ndio huyu hapa.
Good morning, Bridget. Kuna mtungia gas?
Good morning. Mnaona gas yenye natoa kwa mdomo ya hewa. So, but literally what you guys have been saying is what has been happening in Ol Kalou, the disbursement of government goodies. We've been to places where we've been seeing boats just in Mirangine, which is not so far from here. But right now we are at Silanga Primary School, and this is one of the 144 polling stations that have been opened by IEBC. Right now, what we've been able to see is that there are people who've already come to vote. It's quite early, it's chilly, but guys are trying to show up to find out where their names are listed on the IEBC register. We were speaking with the returning officer, Mohia Njiraine, last night, and he was saying they're not going to be using any manual register here. Everything is on the KIMS kit, so somebody comes here, they must have their ID card. Then after they present it to the polling clerk at the polling station, they will be identified through their biometrics, and those are their fingerprints. And what we've been able to see is also the deployment of police officers coming into Ol Kalou across all the borders, because Ol Kalou borders Nakuru, it borders also Gilgil. On the side of Gilgil, it also borders Oljororok. For police to just inspect who is coming into this constituency, because as you've seen, it's really a high stakes by-election. Definitely the two dominant parties that are vying here are the ruling party, UDA, and the party affiliated with the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Be that as it may, those are not the only candidates contesting here. We have 9. There's a woman in the run-up, and she has been incognito MIA. I've been trying to get her. But also, Eric, there's a Gen Z who is also among the candidates, and his name is Timothy Kamau. What is peculiar about Timothy is that he's been campaigning using a donkey, and later on in the day, we'll be trying to catch up with him as he votes. But according to what we've been able to understand is that both the DCP and the UDA candidates are voting within Ol Kalou. This about 15 minutes from the main town in Ol Kalou, but we're within the greater Ol Kalou constituency. We are going to be moving about just to show people what is really happening. But as at now, Silanga polling station is open and polling has begun. The IEBC says that these polling stations will be open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then now the tallying begins. The tallying is happening at Ol Kalou Secondary School. That is where all the 144 polling stations, the presiding officers rather, will be submitting their results. But the results are going to be declared at the polling station. So here in Silanga, once they are done counting, they will announce the results here and they'll submit the final results at the tallying center, which is at Ol Kalou Secondary School. It's Eric Omi Coffee from Nikiipata najua nitakuwa na gas ya nini, but mattress sijaona, so bado deni iko.
Oh, there was a small matter of coffee from Emuru Dikir.
Yes.
Acha nikwambie bana, bosi hadaiwi, bosi hana deni.
La, huyu bosi ako na deni.
Bosi hana deni, bosi hadaiwi. Hoja nitakununulia hiyo leso.
La simeandiko bosi hadaiwi.
Bosi hana deni.
No. Bridget's not on my watch. Kahawa inakuja. I can imagine how cold it is this early in Ol Kalou.
Paka mashini ina sita. You know, it is so cold. Even our live is not warmed up yet. It's just katika. Bridget's very interesting, and I know we have a bit of an issue with our live view, but I've got two questions to ask you. Number one, hiyo ni shule. So where are the learners today? Number two, I'm interested to know about the Gen Z, and it's actually a very good story. Gen Z campaigning
On a donkey.
When other candidates get into a polling station, and you know there's a gate into the polling station, into the polling center, the school, and then go to their polling station, do they drive into the school? And what's going to happen to our Gen Z? Ataingia kwa nini mgongo wa mwanapunda. Is that what you expect to see? So let's start with is the school in session today? And then tell me about the Gen Z. Your live view imeleta shida. It's okay. We'll catch up with Bridget later. Our South Rift editor, Bridget Ngana, is in Ol Kalou. She'll be there the whole day. She's been there since, I think, for the last a month. And before that, just going in and out for the last 90 days. This is Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time. No sisi hawa tunaanza.
No
sisi.
We karibuni sana. Leo mambo ni mwecheche. Tarehe 16 mwezi wa Julai mwaka wa 2026. Ol Kalou by elections. It's very, very, very significant in our near political future. Kila kitu ni litmus test squeezy, but this one is the biggest litmus test of all litmus tests.
I think sometimes you have amplified some of these things. Litmus test.
This guy's dramatized. I have to like that's, you know, that's how serious it is for them.
For whom?
For the politicians.
Political
like,
players.
It's the politicians in Ol Kalou.
Yes.
Is it litmus test for the country, Rire?
I think a litmus test for IEBC.
Yes,
for sure.
100%.
Given that, yes, they've conducted a number of elections, by-elections.
32 by-elections.
32 by-elections. But this one is, there's something about this that, you
all
know,
eyes on Ol Kalou kama Tupac.
Yeah. On IEBC, on the other institutions, one of which, by the way, will be represented here, which is the NCIC, just in terms of, you know, the things that we're seeing taking shape, and now that we're almost getting into the official campaign window.
I think I actually don't feel, I think we over-amplify sometimes. Let me tell you why I'm thinking so, all right? In the last time when there was a by-election, IEBC was conducting how many by-elections on the same day? Was it 8? And in different areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in Mandera, they were in Narok, they were in Vihiga, they were in Embu. True. Right? So, and it was their first, this particular commissioners, this was their first exercise.
Yeah.
So they were in different areas conducting different by-elections for MP, for MCA. That was, I think, bigger. Today, not as much, man.
Hii ni juu ya siasa.
Hii sasa hii
siasa.
ni, you know, wanasiasa wanajaribu kuonyeshana ni kama hii ndio, you know, the biggest of them all, so on and so forth. Nothing different about this one, for example, and Mbeere North. If you're talking about supremacy in the mountain, Mbeere North was billed as the one that's going to tell us about the supremacy in the mountain.
Right.
Okay, so UDA won. Now this one, now this one. Now this one.
No, you know, there's always something. But like UDA won, but we're contesting.
We're contesting.
Yeah.
They contested in court.
Did UDA really
it was
win?
upheld.
Yeah. then they'll be like, no, it was, they stormed the polling center. So kuna bado maswali. Now this one, this will
this
be
one,
Ngojeni muone.
Yeah.
The other one, this one, that's for them. I think
the spectacle is actually more about them and for them.
Yes, and us.
Yeah, more about them even than the IEBC. The IEBC already know what to do. In this particular commissioners already know what to do.
Yeah.
In terms of on the ground, the Secretariat of the IEBC has conducted general elections, by-elections over time.
Yeah.
They know. The returning officer in Ol Kalou is not new. The returning officer in Ol Kalou has been there.
Yeah.
He conducted the last general election.
Simgeni jijini.
Most likely, the presiding officers are the same ones who did the last election. Very likely, some of those clerks have also been there before.
Yeah.
Very likely, some of those agents, even the candidate agents, have also been there before. These two leading candidates, for example, the UDA and the DCP candidate, they have been in the campaigns before.
Actually, no,
the people of Ol Kalou, the 70,000 registered voters,
Yeah.
have voted.
have been there.
Probably voted before. Yeah.
It was interesting piece of news last night that the two leading candidates are actually really good friends. They went to the same school, they went to the same church.
Yeah.
Ni watu ni mabro.
My bro.
Yeah.
Sasa, imagine the bros have to fight today. And in the yellow corner, weighing in at 200 and something pounds, Sammy Mushina Nyaga. And in the green corner, challenging Sammy, his childhood friend, bestie, and schoolmate, weighing in at 200 and some other pounds, Sammy Kamaungodo.
Excuse
This is where we should be queuing all of those songs they were dancing during the campaign.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Kama wako na wimbo yake.
Alafu Samuel na Sami na Sami, honestly.
Yeah.
Hata voter anaweza kuwa confused.
Confused. Ulitik nani? Uko sure ulitik nani?
Politic Sam or Sami. Imgene na who goes by Sam, who goes by Sami.
Confusion.
Yeah.
But sincerely, I think this for me, all I want to see is an election that's done nice and easy. I don't want to hear about delays opening or closing. Na ni vizuri tumeshafungua hapo penye Bridget Sako. I don't want to hear
technical hitches,
with the Kim's kit, exactly. Sitaki kusikia wakati wa kucount ati sijui nani alikuja kustorm, sijui nini politicians are coming. That's it. IBC wafanye kazi yao, Wakenya wafanye kazi yao, watu ende home.
Kila mtu ende
That's
home.
it.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true. Na kwanza walisema hakuna kitu manyo. Kitu iko kwenye
Kim's kit. Just come with your ID.
Everything works.
Unaweka kidole hapo hivi, inafungua inatuambia ndio huyu voter. Pap, chukua ballot. Enda. Ingia pale kwa booth. Mark, kuja, ingiza kwa box, toka. Ingiza kidole kwa rangi. Toka.
Umesahau process. Nimesahau to be honest.
Ingiza kidole kwa rangi is a very important one. Ndio tujue hii tumemalizana na wewe. Sawa.
Wewe ulipiga kura.
Goodbye. Yeah, before tuingie kwa conversation leo, Argentina wameingia finali. Mtati. There was all this talk of, Argentina, FIFA FC, they are being favored because Argentina, because other teams have been switching off after they score.
Yeah.
All right, and Argentina game ni 90.
Is that what we're saying?
Ikimaliza 90, tutaenda 120 game. So it happened with Cape Verde, papa, things happened. All right, Argentina won in extra time. Happened again with Egypt. There was a contention there about Egypt. The goal disallowed and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
And then, Argentina finally. Yesterday, hakuna contention sasa. Yesterday, ilikuwa England, Argentina. Now walikuwa sure. Hii kuna vile tunaicheza. Hii kuna vile tumeipanga. So, wakaanza mchezo. Game imeanza, mpira uko katikati ya uwanja nini, and it was the first like 45 minutes was just rough, wanapelekana, there's a lot of emotion.
Yes.
Argentina were clearly playing with the English players' minds, disrupting their play, every small foul, bringing issues around it, wanting yellow cards to fly and even red cards to fly, right? Wakaendelea. Okay, first half ikaisha, tukarudi second half. England, nice goal, nice score. 55th minute, Gordon kitu ndani, wakafunga bao. So now after this, kila mtu in the English side is like, yes, it's coming home, it's coming home. Nini. Then the coach made a couple of changes like this. Now let's see if we can contain. Unasikia wamefunga 55th minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Game ni
90.
So they sort of like held back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now Argentina are just attacking. Thomas Tuchel, the English manager, removes some guys, some midfielders, some strikers, brings in more people to shore up the defense. Attacking. Dakika ya 85. Game ni
90.
Game ni 90. 85th minute.
Oh.
Mpira umechezwa vizuri kabisa, ukafikia Messi. Messi na mpira ako katika wing ya kulia. Messi na mpira akapatia pass jamaa anaitwa Fernandes ako tu nje ya box tu hivi, he lined up a shot, curled it in. Keeper wa England, Pickford, had been doing so well. He was like saving, those ones are like, guy, hiyo amesave aje. This one ilipita ikaingia. Goal! Argentina 1-1.
85th minute.
85th minute. Yes.
Yeah.
Sasa hii game ni either ishie 90
Ama tunaingia.
mtu akifunga ama tuende 120.
Yeah.
Okay? Haya, twende. Tumefika 90th minute. Now muda wa injury added time umewekwa. 92th minute. 92th minute. Ball imeenda imefikia Messi. Chenga moja, chenga mbili. Messi akaweka cross moja safi. Ikaingia kwenye D, iko juu pale. Alafu huyu kiungo wa katikati, not kiungo katikati, actually striker, who had just come on as a substitute, Lautaro Martinez, akanyanyuka juu, akafanya kichwa namna hii, akakilete hivi, kikakutana na mpira ndani ya 92th minute.
Not in the 92th minute. This is so depressing.
2-1. Wakaendelea. Now England are not trying to come back. Argentines are just pushing back, holding.
Yeah.
Mpira umekwisha.
Na ndio wamefika finali.
Argentina wameingia final.
Q, Bien and Alikiba right there.
Watati.
Waimbe pale.
Everybody is like, but England, surely from 55th minute you are trying to defend a 1 goal lead.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
You did not try do
No
much in terms of
attacking.
attacking. Not much attacking. Keeper wa Argentina anaitwa Emilio Martinez. He used to be an Arsenal player. He's in some other team. He's called, I think, Aston Villa, something like that. One of those other small teams. Now, there's a time in this second half.
Fans are salty.
Yeah, after tumeenda nini, after now, it's now defense mode for England. Martinez actually alitoka kwa goal, akaenda hapo nyuma, alikuwa anapiga story na wase.
Be for real.
Simina kusho.
He's like, listen, there's nothing happening here.
Simina kusho.
Might as well go
Martinez
ahead.
alienda huko nyuma. Alikuwa anakula story na wase ati, wewe mnaonaje? Cause bola ikam, wewe unakaa hapo kwa goal kufanya.
Wow.
Simina kusho.
So funny.
Watu wapeangwe talkbacks.
Camera
Yeah.
ilijaribu.
This
So the
is
cameraman was being told by the
VAR.
director, show us the Martinez where he is. The cameraman hakuwa anasikia. I think talkback yake haikuwa anafanya. But me I saw. Mimi
As the
niliona.
observer.
Mimi niliona.
As the observer is
Kuna shot moja hivi niliona. Ndio Martinez huko.
Akichapa story.
Alikuwa anachapa story.
Haya.
So tuko na finale in our hands.
Yes,
One finalist.
Finale Noma.
Mambo ni mweji.
Yeah, na kupiga story leo we'll be talking about, today is Ol Kalou Day. At 9 a.m. we'll have a conversation on this Ol Kalou manenos, on what's happening in Ol Kalou, what do we expect to see. Arnold Maliba, who's a governance analyst, will be joining us at 9 a.m. Battle for Ol Kalou, just analyzing what have we seen in the run-up to the Ol Kalou by-election, in this whole organization and so on and so forth. Na sasa hapa, tungoje nini? Mbivu au mbichi? Is it a rumble in the mountain? Is it a litmus test for the IEBC? Is it a show of might for the political parties? Or is it all of those plus more? That's 9 a.m.
That's 9 o'clock. In the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be focusing on matters energy. And usually, we have conversations around power, just maybe from a consumer level, but it's good to understand the stakeholders and what it is that is happening. And this one is with a heavy focus on how do we secure Kenya's energy. We've seen our neighbors around putting up infrastructure to take care of their energy demands, but also exporting that power. What are we doing in our capacity as Kenya? And who better to have that conversation with than with Kenyan CEO and Managing Director Peter Waweru Njenga. That's in the 8 o'clock hour.
Right. At 7, we turn our hands, or our heads actually, towards the NCIC, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. Kazi yao, as the name suggests, fostering cohesion and integration. They can recommend prosecution in cases where they see it fit. They can give the DPP a nice fat file and tell them hapa kuna shida.
Noma.
Na Ol Kalou kumekuwa na noma. That will be the question today. Where is the NCIC amidst the kind of political intolerance we're seeing? The rhetoric that's getting kind of out of hand, sometimes getting hateful, bordering either on hate speech or incitement. And what exactly do they do when faced with these things? Do they just say we're investigating, we're looking into When was the last time they successfully convicted or their case led to the successful conviction of someone, and someone prominent, not low-hanging fruit, because sometimes it feels like the political class get away with it, and then where Eric kujaribu kusema kitu
ndani
hapo. Yes, we'll be speaking to Daniel Muteti Giti. He is the CEO of the NCIC, National Cohesion and Integration Commission.
Very nice.
Absolutely. Well, our quote of the day, kabla tuingie pale kwa taifa leo, is courtesy of a man that was a British scholar. His name is Josiah Charles Stamp. And the quote reads, "It is easy to dodge our responsibilities, but we cannot dodge the consequences of dodging our responsibilities."
It's okay, you dodge.
We're dodged. But the consequences are going to come, and those ones you cannot dodge.
It's a bit of a call out. I respect it. Whether you have free will. Unaza kosa kufanya vitu. It's okay. You have free will. You're a human being. But actions have consequences.
Consequence ni yako.
Haya basi, tuingie magazetini. Kama kawaida tunaanza na Taifa Leo
Kwa habari na makala moto.
Moto. Nani atatamba leo? Swali nyeti. Haya. Upande moja Samuel Mushira Nyaga, nyuma yake ni President Ruto. Upande mwingine Sami Kamau Ngodho, nyuma yake Rigathi Gachagua. Matokeo ya uchaguzi mdogo wa eneo bunge la Ol Kalou unaofanyika leo yatatoa mwelekeo wa kisiasa katika ukanda wenye idadi kubwa ya wapiga kura wa Mlima Kenya kuelekea 2027. Ni katika sehemu hii chama cha UDA cha Rais Ruto kilipata ushindi wake wa kwanza wa kisiasa baada ya kutoa uchaguzi mdogo wa wadi ya Ruri dhidi ya Jubilee mwaka wa 2021. And we'll continue, of course, keeping you updated. We'll check in with Bridget and giving you insights on what's happening today at the various polling stations and as voting kicks off. Wameshaanza. They've been voting for 24 minutes now.
Yep.
Koti yazimia marasta bangi. Oh Lord.
Zima kitu.
Let's hold that. Let's hold that and we'll get back to that. Because I want to do it with a serious face. Askofu wasimamisha mapadri kazi. Asema hatua hiyo imetokana na karibu miaka 4 ya uchunguzi na ukaguzi wa hesabu. Yani the spirit of the Auditor General is floating into the church, you know. Iran yalenga mkondo mpya wa mafuta. Baada ya kutatiza shughuli katika mkondo wa Hormuz, Iran yaelekea bahari ya Shamu.
Basi, bahari ya Shamu ni ipi?
We're about to find out. I was not familiar.
Inaitangwa bahari nyekundu.
Red Sea. Red Sea ndio bahari ya Shamu. Wow. Okay. Mfu wa Shakahola afika kotini. Mwanaume apinga ushahidi wa babake kuwa aliaga na kuzikwa.
Anashindwa mfu ameenda kotini.
Tuko Easter na wafu wanafufuka. Haya, Mbappe akiri hali ilikuwa si hali Dallas. Uhispania ilifunza Ufaransa soka safi baada ya kuwatinga bao 2-0 semi-finali. Haya, lastly, koti yazimia marasta bangi. Mahakama yatupa ombi la marasta kutaka kuzalisha na kutumia bangi kama sehemu ya ibada yao. Okay, I want to know
What happened? Hii kesi by the way imekuwa kotini tangu 2021. Hawa marasta, the Rastafari Association of Kenya, walienda kotini. Wakasema, angalia, as guys, we have some religious rituals that we do. Okay? Sakramenti yetu. Ni nini? Kishash. Sasa, maanake kuna sheria Kenya that outlaws the growing, the processing, the consumption of kishash. That is going against our constitutional right to worship. All right? And they went before Justice Bahati Momuye, and they've been arguing this case there, represented by Danstan Omari. My lords, these people smoke this. Sasa, Justice Momuye akasema, I will deliver my judgment on the 15th of July, which was yesterday. Sasa Justice Momuye alikuwa kotini jana. Na I'm gonna get that. He starts his judgment on a very nice note, where he quotes a song. Umeipata hiyo fela?
Ni kama nilikuwa nimesave mahali.
Kuna vile tutaingia hapo hivyo tukiipata.
Okay.
Sasa so he was like, you guys, your argument is that hii maneno vile iko ni unconstitutional. Like, you have not actually brought anything here that shows me that there's a breach of your constitutional rights because of what you're asking for. Na filo hizo bites ikiwa ready, tafadhali tutatuambia. Maybe tutaenda break alafu tuje tuicheze. At the introduction of this is the judgment.
Okay.
Judgment, official judgment in the case number blah blah blah, Rastafari Society of Kenya and Mwendo Ombua alias Ras Prophet versus the Office of the Attorney General and the Kenya Law Reform Commission. Judgment before the Honorable Mr. Justice Bahati Momuye, MBS. Introduction, line 1. Ukiamka kwenda church, mi huamka kuvuta bangi. Mi huvuta bangi ndio ni deal na mashetani. Mi hukula bangi zishike zikiwa mndani. Na kama hupendi bangi, we ni mtoto wa shetani.
Allah.
Is that
line 2. Those lyrics penned by Just Imagine Africa and contained in the song understandably called Bangi are just one drop in the veritable ocean of cultural expressions that situate cannabis as a means for spiritual peace and enlightenment. And then he continues.
Why would you set them up like that?
Kuna lyrics.
Justice Bahati, why would you set them up like that? That is incredible. That's so unfair. Because you would think you're being set up for success.
Wow. Yeah.
Alafu Justice Bahati, nani amekufunza hizi lyrics? Where were you listening to? Mkiamka kwenda church, mkiamka kuvuta bangi.
Justice Momuye, nakwambia Justice Momuye is clued in. Yes.
But he really set them up.
He is clued in.
We'll go through that judgment because I know he also mentioned that there needs to be a broader national discourse on cannabis.
Yes.
And I think that's definitely true.
Yeah.
We've been stretching a few things legally. Let's figure out why.
Yeah.
Why is it classified as an illegal substance? What are we doing, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Why
That's
are our
true.
neighbors benefiting?
And as we are not.
And that's but tufunge taifa leo. Oh man.
Tuingie break alafu turudi.
Yeah, to Rudy. Because I'm like, we still have so much to get
It's
through.
6:30. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Remember, we are here in the studio, and Bridget Ngana Akopale Ol Kalou. We'll keep linking up with her just to find out what's going on in Ol Kalou. It was cold 30 minutes ago. It's still cold 30 minutes later. That's Ol Kalou for you. We'll be back shortly.
From Bonny Lake, Washington, I am Joe Mungai, and I'm fixing the nation by remaining vigilant at all times and having my eyes on the ball. Kenya must not be allowed to fail. She must succeed. Her peers have performed, so she has absolutely no reason why she should fail. We must do everything humanly possible to fix her. And I'm happy that we have great platforms. The best example being Fixing the Nation.
Aki, thanks. Hey, Aki, thanks, Joe. Thanks. At your best example, ni fixing nene. Aki, thanks. Thank you so much, Joe. It's so good to see and hear from you. You've been a fixer from day one, from Bonny Lake, Washington. At Asujui, the time difference, by the way, I'll actually have to check because I've forgotten. It's probably like 8 hours.
Or 9.
Or
I think
9.
at present.
An 8-9 hour difference, Bana. That is amazing. You are a fixer par excellence. Najwa, we come to you at night, but you still make sure that you fix every day. Like you said, you keep your eye on the ball. You're making sure that this country succeeds, Hatuna option, and that is being a fixer. Thank you so much for sending that Was Up Nation video, Joe. We really appreciate it. And of course, all our fixers from the diaspora in the US, in Washington, all around the world, we welcome you and we want to see your Was Up Nation videos. Na hata sisi hapa, send those videos. 0769 590 762 0769 590 762. Easy as that. And we can play your video in the next hour. Ama Kesho.
Kabisa. Crossing over to Bridget Ngana shortly, but first let's acknowledge our fixers online. Jimmy Munuthi anasema good morning, wishing the people of Ol Kalou a successful and peaceful voting day. Tabi the Wangari anasema we pray for peace in Ol Kalou. Eric Mwandeki anasema watu wako Ol Kalou na mnaongea mpira. Hata jana walikuwa Ol Kalou. Na kesho bado watakuwa Ol Kalou. So bana, still make the one. Every sunrise is a reminder that God's mercy is new, His grace is sufficient, and His plans for your life are still unfolding. Walk into today with hope, courage, and a heart that trusts Him. Very nice one. Jenga njogu Ol Kalou baada ya leo ndio watajua development za hii government ni through osmosis. From low concentration to high concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. After today, wataachwa kama mayatima. Aki, I hope not. Edward Nyoera, same mistake by England at 79 minutes and you're leading 1-0. Stop concentrating on the clock up there, but concentrate on the game. Argentina wameiva ile mbaya. Yeah. Collins Kimtai, I know it's democracy, but any presidential aspirant getting less than 20% according to the polls should not waste our time. If you're polling at lower than 20%, just get out of the race. Stephen Kozira, wacha sasa hii World Cup ishe. Hizi heartbreaks zinatumaliza. Hizi heartbreak ni mbaya kuliko zile tumezoea. Juzi France, jana England. Uzuri tasaulika tu kwa EPL. Hey. Ndongo is saying ati where Eric anasema Martinez plays for another small team there at his Aston Villa. Wacha madharau. Aston Villa is a decent team and a nightmare for your team. Actually, it's true. And they have a long history. Yeah. And they have a scout who's a Kenyan. Right?
Oh, yes.
Nathan did karaoke.
Opio
Polycarp, natumia jaba just kupeana hizi narrations. Yesterday's match was a rematch of the fight between the two countries over the Falkland Islands. This time, Argentina won. It actually was a big political issue. In fact, there were fans who had a banner that was saying Falklands is in Argentina. And the players took that banner onto the field as they were celebrating. Before the game started, the governor of the Falkland Islands, which is in Argentina, but is under British rule, had actually lit the governor's mansion in British colors.
Allah.
Yeah, na afu anasema if you know you know.
Jisome
So
in
kuna
between
siasa,
lines.
ile ilikuwa game ya siasa. Steve Okech defending a 1-goal difference, jana niliona maajabu. This World Cup is so boring. Messi apewe hii kikombe. Wafunganye virago. The kikombe has checked in democratically. No matter how social you are, you, your friends or relatives collectively will never meet 1 billion people in a lifetime. And Kenya loses more than 3 billion shillings daily.
Oui.
You plus everybody you know will not meet 1 billion people, even if we made you live like Methuselah.
Facts.
Ochieng, I'm watching from Qatar. If Ol Kalou will be peaceful, I'm ready to bet anything with Falaris on the winning team in World Cup. Mariam being a witness, Eric being the implementer.
Okay.
Anything.
Kama Ol Kalou itakuwa peaceful leo. Anasema I'll bet with Falaris on the winning team in the World Cup. Ulisema winning team ni nani?
Mimi nisema ni Espanyol.
Bas.
Yeah, that's my team to the end.
Bas. Steve Okech, history yetu ya bangi. Someone was meditating while penning that judgment. Kenya kubweka ni kujitakia.
Ni kweli bebe. Ukibweka hapa, hiyo ni kujitakia.
Charles Opil also reminds us the match between the two teams is always more than football, even 4 decades after the Falklands War and that hand of God by Diego Maradona.
Yeah.
Again, it was an England-Argentina match.
Ooh.
Maradona akafunga hivi wakasema ati eka mkono akamsaidia kufunga bao. The hand of God.
Sasa ni handball.
Yeah.
Hakukuwa na VAR.
Hakukuwa na VAR. Joy Rush, today is reckoning day. Leo ni ile siku ya kuaibika. Lazima kuna mtu ataaibika. Yeah. One time siku zombo anasema Ol Kalou, we must give DCP this. Wacha watu Ol Kalou, 70,000 of them. Wacha decide. Bridget Ngana, our South Rift editor, is in Ol Kalou. He was at one of the polling centers this morning and they had already opened. 6 a.m. on the dot, opened. And some people had already started streaming into the polling centers to, cast their ballot. And now she's back online. Bridget, you're back. And before we took that short break, it was because our transmission system was still cold, in the cold of Ol Kalou. Tell us about the polling center. What happens today to the learners in that school? And then you had mentioned about a Gen Z candidate who is one of the 9 candidates in this by-election who's been campaigning not on horseback, on donkey back. Tell us about this.
Yeah, Eric. So we've moved from a high altitude area and now we are at AC Primary School. AC Primary School gets the clout of being the largest polling station here in Ol Kalou because of the number of registered voters, more than 4,000 here, but across the entire constituency is 73,000 registered voters, more than that, because it was updated after the continuous voter registration. And now what is happening is that this has several streams and people are really showing up and turning up. It's a pivotal polling station because this is where the DCP candidate, Sami Wawero, will be casting his ballot sometime in the day. But the systems are all go. People are streaming in, people are voting. It's within Ol Kalou town. And this is one of the polling stations to watch because the voting here will kind of rather determine who will be the next MP elect just by the virtue of number of registered voters. But holistically, Ol Kalou has more than 73,000 voters. So people have turned up, people have showed up. We have been here just trying to follow up on what has been happening. But just to answer you on what you had mentioned earlier on what is happening, this is a school. In any given day, there would be learners here. But just like it happened in Emuru Adikir, today the Ministry of Education has gazetted no school here in Ol Kalou constituency to allow for IEBC to utilize these government schools so that they can carry out this voting process. I'm just going to be speaking with one of the voters who just stepped into the line. Karibu sana. Umejiamsha mapema, tuambie the kind of leader you expect to vote for.
Yes. Kwanza nimeshukuru sana, nimerauka mapema kukuja to come to do my civic duty. And what we are looking in Ol Kalou is a leader who is just going to give a service delivery. Sisi tumeachwa nyuma sana kimaendeleo na it can't be that it is only when tuko na elections is when we can get goodies and leaderships. So now tunatafuta maendeleo, na ndio tunasema lazima tuamke mapema, hata kama ni siku ya kazi tuamke tupige kura. Asante sana.
Yes. Let me try and see if I can speak with some of the voters in line. Habari yako, kiongozi wa aina gani unataka hapa hivi, na maendeleo gani?
Hapa tunataka kiongozi mwenye atatufanyia maendeleo mzuri, na ndio tumeamkia mapema, ndio tumeamkia mapema tumchague, alafu tena turudi manyumbani tukangojea matokeo baadaye.
Let me just try and move in across the line. Habari zenu? Umeamka kwa nini kwa kupiga kura asubuhi leo? Nduka tu hivi mami, uko live.
Nimeamkia mapema kumchagua kiongozi ambaye atatuongoza na atakaya tuletea maendeleo katika hii Ol Kalou.
Maendeleo ni gani mami? Maendeleo gani unataka?
Kwa masomo. Kwa masomo tunataka kiongozi atakaye tuangalia kwa pande ya basari.
Asante. Acha nijaribu. There seems to be kind of a scuffle. Kieru just kind of zoom in and see that lady who's being grabbed. I think she's just walked out in a half from one of the polling station lines. This is really a very sensitive polling station. A lot is happening at the same time. And earlier on we had seen somebody jump the line, and guys were also telling the polling clerks to allow that person. Ironically, they had jumped the line and they had been told, the guys on the line were like, let them go in and vote. Right now also, I think she is being escorted once again. We will try to get to the bottom of what is happening, but that kind of shows you how this is like where it's all happening. Like this is the epicenter of this polling exercise here in Ol Kalou. But so far so good. There has not been any reports of incidences or incidents of violence or chaos, and people are just exercising their democratic right to vote. 9 candidates are listed on the IEBC ballot paper, and they are the ones these people here in Ol Kalou are voting for this morning. We were asking residents about what they expect from this process, and maybe I can just speak with one of the voters. Habari asubuhi ma'am.
Mzuri.
Umeamka mapema, tuambie tu umekuja kufanya, kiongozi gani mnatarajia atawaletea maendeleo gani hapa?
Kiongozi mwenye atasikia mawazo na fikira za watu.
Asante sana. Una maendeleo ni gani? Mmekuwa mkitaka maendeleo?
Barabara.
Nduka tu hivi mami.
Hivi. Maendeleo, barabara, kama barabara, na watoto wasome. Tunataka mwenye atashughulikia bursaries ziwe zinawekwa kwa wazi kwa wale ambao wako na wale hawako, kwa sababu taxi zenye tunatoa ni taxi za kila mmoja, kwa sababu sisi wote ni wa Kenya.
Eric, asante sana ma'am. Unaweza taka kutuambia kiongozi gani umeamka kupigia kura, unataka maendeleo gani? Kuja tu hivi, pinduka tu.
Hapana.
Hapana.
Niko sawa, hataki kuongea.
Maendeleo
yenye nataka mimi ni mtu mwenye hata. Hapana.
Haya, maendeleo unataka ni gani?
Hapana, tupea tu hao wengine.
Asante. It's a hard day at work, Eric. Kuna ule atakubali kuongea na mimi, kuna mwingine ataniambia hapana, sitaki. But that doesn't stop us from doing what we have to do, you know, just making sure that everyone is up to speed with what is happening in Ol Kalou. And here at AC, so far so good. People have showed up and turned up. What we want to do right now is rush to the primary school where the UDA candidate Mushina Nyaga is expected to vote. I'm just pulling out my phone so that we can give you the exact location of where that is going to happen, because he's going to be doing it in the next less than 15 minutes at 7 a.m. And that is going to be at, yes, found it. It's going to be at Huruma Primary School in Kiambaga Ward. Kiambaga Ward is just across because the road separates Rorie Ward and Kiambaga Ward. So we are just going ahead over there to Huruma Primary School where the UDA candidate is going to vote. But we're going to still come back here. You had asked about the candidate who has been campaigning, Timothy Kamau, the Gen Z who's been campaigning on a donkey. Actually, he is also going to be showing up at the polling station. Possibly we're going to see him also turn up on the donkey that he has been using to campaign, but he also paints a picture of the disparities that have been here among the 9 candidates. There are those who seem to be well resourced when it comes to their campaigns. There are those who seem to be struggling, but all in a day's work, it is the people who will decide here in Ol Kalou who will be their next member of parliament. So see you in a few, because saa moja tutakuwa hapo Huruma Primary.
Asante sana Bridget Ghana coming to us live there from one of the polling centers in Ol Kalou, where, as you can see, watu wamesema wameamka mapema and they know what they want. Wanataka kiongozi ambaye ata, they can answer that question, which is a big thing. It's a show of democracy. People don't have issues with, when are we voting on this day? What time do they open? At this time, I will turn up, I will present myself, I will vote. The 70,000 voters, the first 73,000 now that are registered in Ol Kalou, a vast majority, over 98%, don't have an issue. You'll find it's the politicians who will have mobilized like 100 or so, maybe who are not even a part of the 93,000 registered voters, to come and cause rapture hapa na pale. And now that, just muddies the entire by-election. I can bet you the people of Ol Kalou, IBC, nikuja na nini na kitambulisho, ndio hii, nimevote, naenda nyumbani, mniambie nani ameshinda. That's it.
Very unproblematic.
And watu wamejitolea. Can you imagine? It's
6:50.
Yeah, 10 to 7. 10 minutes to 7 a.m. That polling center is full. The lines are long. It's the largest one, she said, with 4,000 people. So you can imagine, by the time to afike hapo by 6:30, what time they woke up. That's at least 5 a.m. Maybe even 4, depending on how far they come from.
They've already done a couple of things at home.
Si ati umetoka tu, umeamka ukitoka just to vote, right? You're right. Umekamua, labda umepea kuku chakula. You've done 1-2 things. So I agree with you that voters are here to do their part. Make sure, mimi nimepiga kura yangu, nenda nyumbani, I go about my business. Now the politicians ndio tutaona. But we'll also be getting back to Bridget in a minute as she goes to, I think, Huruma Secondary School, which is where Sami Mushina is expected to cast his vote.
Back to our stories, and we'll be just highlighting what's on the other front pages of the other papers as we go. We were on historia ya Bangi, Justice Momuya alivyosema jana. Tukasema tukirudi, Philip is going to play for us the bites of the petitioners and what they said after this judgment from the court, plus their pledge from them and their lawyers that they want to pursue this. They will go to the Court of Appeal, they'll appeal this judgment. I think wacha iende all the way to the Supreme Court. This is one of those that should end up in the Supreme Court.
Correct.
Because of the weight of the matter.
So that we have a final pronouncement.
Yes. Let's listen to the bites.
Naitumia hizo sacrament yetu si wa Rastafari.
Sacrilege, yes I.
Mbona watu wakubali pombe? Mbona wakubali sigara? Vitu zenye wamekea cancer, tar, dark substance, nicotine. Alafu watukataze weed ambayo tunatumia as a sacrament yetu mazee.
They passed judgment without our presence, Now see, the evidence produced was very sound-minded, tangible and visible according to this time,
Rasta ni watu ambao ni watulivu, huwa hatupendi fujo, hatukwenda barabarani kuandamana ama kutupa mawe ama kuchoma mali ya mtu. Tulikuja hapa mahakamani kutafuta justice.
We shall be seeking that the President of the Court of Appeal empanels this matter with 7 judges of the Court of Appeal so that they can hear exhaustively this matter.
We want everybody to be reasonably accommodated. If you are a Muslim, you must find your place within the Republic of Kenya comfortably. If you are a Christian, you find your place comfortably.
Kwa upande wake, Justice Bahati alisema translating here, si swala linalowahusu wa Rastafari pekee, bali ni mjadala wa kitaifa unaohusu wa Kenya wote. Tunahitaji mazungumzo ya wazi kuhusu matumizi ya bangi na mwelekeo ambao taifa linapaswa kuchukua. I agree with that. He also said that they didn't follow the procedure of seeking a license to grow and smoke marijuana. So to me it seems like this was thrown out. Well, I don't want to say on a technicality, but not being procedural, one, and the judge opening up the space for a wider debate around marijuana.
Correct.
I'll be honest, as much as people like to laugh about it, it's a conversation we actually need to have.
We must have.
And to have honestly.
We must have. And I think even on the issue of, apply for a license, that's what they're against. They're like, if I have a constitutional right to worship, I should not be applying for a license to worship.
To worship, that's
okay.
true.
This is what I use as a part of my worship. So
Wakatoliki will apply for a license.
Wow, so that's what the judge was like. There's this requirement. I mean, there's a window. If you want to, you can apply. But that's not the application before court.
It really is not. The status quo is unattainable, as the judge said.
Bitaifa nani leo?
Bitaifa. Mrembo Mary Nyokabi, miaka 22, ndiye mwenye bahati leo. Binyokafi, mzaliwa eneo la Molo, anapenda kutazama filamu na kujumuika na marafiki. Watu wa Molo, habari ya asubuhi.
Kabisa.
Sijaona kabro ya Molo. Sasa nimejua.
Ndio umeiona.
Ama ni mhariri. No, Richard Mausi labda atatuambia kama ni Molo hapo.
Richard, ama labda alikuwa wamekutana Nakuru, alikuwa amekuja Nakuru shughuli moja mbili, wakapiga picha. Alikuwa amekuja Nakuru kujumuika na marafiki.
Akapatana na mpiga picha Richard Mausi.
Business Daily.
Sasa Business Daily, kwa haraka, civil servants face salary freeze over secret wealth. That's from the EACC, which is a fresh attempt to enhance transparency in the public sector. And that story is fully covered on page 2. Consumer protection matters. Complaints about digital lenders have jumped 5 times. And this has been an ongoing conversation. And this is according to data from the Competition Authority of Kenya that shows some complaints from borrowers rose to 355 cases in the year to June last year, up from 67 in the previous year. Ticker headlines: Nairobi is set to become Africa's largest metropolitan area by 2050, overtaking mega cities such as Cairo and Lagos, amid a surge in urbanization, according to projections by a research and data visualization tool developed by OECD.
We shall be the largest
metropolitan
city in Africa. Ndio maana tunaenda 30 floors up.
Exactly.
The cities we need to be so careful. The cities we are set to overtake are Cairo and Lagos. If you've been to any of those cities,
it's hectic.
It is beyond hectic.
Chaotic.
We need to be careful, because being a mega city at what cost?
And if you want to get that full graphic, it's on page 3 of the Business Daily. Very well explained and outlined in terms of the population and why this number has been arrived at.
Right.
Yes, by 2050. Matters fuel. We did see top diesel consumers in Kenya, including the agriculture sector, road, industry and power generation plants, have been denied an 8 shilling litre cut in the new pricing cycle of diesel after the state opted to transfer the price reliefs to petrol and kerosene. And then finally, South African Bank ready to buy more ABSA shares in open market. Again, this is a story that has been developing. And that's on page 6 of the Business Daily. Yes.
Daily Nation pale.
Life
pale.
Business boom as for aquariums as demand is up. No, I saw it and I got interested because I told you guys last week I was in and out of a friend's house who had traveled feeding their fish. And I had never seen like an aquarium in a house before that. Like I'd seen aquariums, but not in a house.
Not in a house.
Not in a house. That was my first time. I know. I was very fascinated. Business boom for aquariums on social media vibes. The uptake is driven by social media exposure, changing tastes, and therapeutic role they play. Interesting.
Wacha nikuambia hii kitu ni expert. Some of these things
ni mimi tunaangalia hivyo.
I am talking from experience.
How many fish did you have?
aquarium. It had a couple of fish.
Yeah.
And now the thing is, you want to make sure that these things are thriving. So, and there are people who are actually in this trade.
Yeah.
They'll bring the fingerlings. They will keep coming to check on them. Come and clean, because you have to clean the aquarium.
Yes.
Where do you put it? Where do you position it? Is there so much light? If there's more light, then it gets dirtier faster. So all those things have got to be considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the feeding of the fish.
Unless it's
like
bowl.
a bird cage.
Unless ni bowl too.
But you know what was fascinating to me was in that short time I saw the personality of the fish.
Yeah.
I could already see who was the bully. There was one who, just before feeding time when he's like low energy, akosawa, 2 drops of food, beating the others.
Becomes the dinny. A minute to 7 o'clock. Let's just tell you what's on the front page of the Daily Nation. Rumble in the Mountain, that's about Ol Kalou today. It's given coverage on pages 4, 5, and 6. 164,000 children miss life-saving vaccines. That's on page 10. A new report shows that more Kenyan children had 0-dose status last year, meaning they did not receive a single vaccine. Some 133,493 children missed the vaccines in 2024. This figure increased by 31,000 last year, according to WHO and UNICEF reports. Why? It's on page 10. On page 11, focus on producing work-ready graduates. Kenya is reshaping its skills development system to produce graduates who are ready for work as the government, employers and development partners seek to close the widening gap between education and the labor market demands. This is on Skill Up Africa, which continues at the KICC today. It is a partnership between the Nation Media Group and the Ministry of Education. Page 12, a very interesting story that came out yesterday. Remember the robbery that happened in Westlands a couple of days back?
Yes.
And there's a guy who was captured on CCTV. He had a gun, fired in the air. Then he was tracked by police and he was shot dead. Apparently that gun belongs to a judge. Court of Appeal Judge Agri Muchalule's missing firearm has been linked to an attack on restaurant patrons in Westlands last weekend and other crimes in Nairobi, Kiambu, and Kilifi counties. Licensed to Justice Agri Muchalule. He said that after he was told that where your gun has been found is when he went to report to the police.
I was about to say,
because that's when he realized, my gun. He says the last time he used his gun was, I think, 2024 or something. It's when he went, checked, and then he kept it. Since then,
but
he hasn't.
Are there no mandatory, like you updating and going for checks and, checking the number of bullets that you have and the gun?
When you're renewing a firearm license, is it renewed yearly? And
maswali mengi yataibuka kutoka kwa hii story. 8:07 a.m. Let's take a quick break. We come back with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, as well as tracking what's happening in Ol Kalou. Good morning.